Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's very easy puzzle, and it's called Loopy Odysee by GDC. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and box. Draw a one-cell wide loop of orthogonally connected cells. The loop may touch itself diagonally, but not orthogonally. So orthogonally just means that two cells share an edge. So the loop has to basically continuously share an edge. So this would not be a valid loop because it does not connect itself orthogonally here. It's diagonally. And it says you can touch itself. So to complete this loop, it would have to be something like that. But it says it can actually touch itself diagonally, but not orthogonally. So this would be an example. Okay, so this would be an example of the loop touching itself diagonally, but touching itself orthogonally would be something like this, right? Because it goes down and then goes back up, but these two are considered touching, and that's not allowed. So that's the orthogonal, that's the loop. Adjacent digits on the loop differ by 5. Okay, actually, I guess we should. So basically, if this 4 were on the loop, this would have to be a 9 because it has to differ by at least 5. And then this would also be a 9. So that's actually something that you can, because 4 is only can only be on the loop if it's adjacent to a 9. That's it. That might give you some information about how to attack this loop. Box borders divide the loop into segments. Circles are on the loop and their digits count the number of cells in their segment. So every circle is on the loop. And it basically says, and this, so, okay, say this, okay, let's use this one. This one is on the loop, and it counts how many cells are in their segment. So this would have to be 3 because this would be 1, 2, and 3, right? So, and then the box borders divide the loops into segments. So this is a segment, 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 this is a segment. So one thing is the box borders divide the loop into segments. So say, let's see, how do we want to do this? Say, okay, we're gonna delete these. Let's try this. Okay, let's go do this. Say there was actually, let's just do this. Yeah, this was, yeah, I like this better. Okay, so say we had this, right? If so we're trying to figure out what this number is on this segment, right? Since the box borders is divided, this segment is only 1. It does not include this because obviously this would be a completely different segment, and then this would be a different segment because the box borders is divided. So therefore, in this instance, it would be 1. If there were a circle on here, this would be 3, right? Because this instance is worth 3. So box borders divide the loop into segments, and circles on them on the loop. Circles are on the loop first of all, and then digits count and the digit in the circle counts the number of cells in their segment. So again, this would be 3, and this would be 1. This would be 3 because there's 3, and then we don't have any other examples of them. Anyway, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm gonna get started. Let's go. Okay, so for one thing I noticed immediately is that there are two numbers here. That means it must enter and then exit, and then enter and then exit again. So I guess, okay, so it cannot touch itself diagonally. Okay, so all the circles are on the loop. So we know that for certain. Therefore, this one has to enter and exit from these two cells. This one, we don't know. These cannot be part of the same segment, right? Because if it is, they would be the same number. So it either enters and exits, so it cannot enter and exit this way. I guess it could actually, never mind. It could enter and exit this way. That would be 5, and then this would be 1. It could enter and exit this way, it could enter and exit this way. It could be something like that. What we do know is this is 5 at most. So this could be, okay, so this can only go this way. So this is 4 at most. And therefore, this can't be 4. Can't be 5, can't be 4. This is 1, 2, or 3. So it must enter and exit like that, or like this, or whatever, right? Or it could just be like that. This can be up to 5. Any segment is at most 7. So this, okay, this is at least 5, right? Because you have to enter and exit. You cannot, both cannot go there. So therefore, this has to be the exit. So this is not part of the loop. This is at least 5. It could be 5, 6, or 7. No, it can't be 5. You can never have 5 on the loop because it's a German whisper loop. So this is 6 or 7, which means it's a high also. So we know this is a high, which means these are lows. And which means these are highs. Interesting. Okay, there has to be 7. It can't be 6 because then you have 2 digits that are connected to it that are unique. Therefore, this is 7. This has to be 1 and 2. There's 7 in this segment, so it either goes here or it goes here. So this one is always part of the loop, and it's always high. So these... So this one either goes down or continues. This one either goes down or continues. Therefore, this has to be 8 and 9. Wait, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You can't have 8 on the loop. Right? Because if you have 8 on the loop, that's just the loop, right? Oh. Okay. It has to go this way. So we tried again, like, yeah. So this has to be 7. These are 1 and 2. This is a high. And it either goes, yeah, we tried essentially going that way. So you can either go this way, but we didn't think about there's one more way it could go. It could go this way. It can't obviously be 8 because it can't, that would just be a loop by itself. And we've shown if this is high, one of these would have to be 1, but we already have a 1 here. So this cannot be the case. Therefore, these are 2 lows. So both of these go here. This is not part of the loop. So these are 5 and 6. And therefore, this is 3 and 4, and this is 8 and 9. So this one continues on here, and this one continues on here. This is part of the loop, therefore it's a low, and it must be connected. So these cannot be part of the loop, and these cannot be part of the loop. Actually, this one could. But this one can't because it has to go this way. Okay, so this one could go like that. This can't be... One thing about this... So German whispers basically you have alternating sets. You go from 1 through 4 to 6 through 9, then back to 1 through 4, then back to 6 through 9. Anytime you have a loop there, you know exactly which set. If a cell is on the loop, you know exactly which set it has to be, right? So basically, any one that is 1 away from this cell would have to be a blue. So if you're blue, it would have to be part of this. Anything that's 2 away from it would have to be a red. So these would be possible reds and stuff like that. And it forms sort of like a checkerboard pattern, right? This is 3 away, so this would have to be blue. This would be 3 away, so this would also have to be blue, etc., etc. So it forms a checkerboard pattern, like I said, where basically certain distances away that you are from what we know, you have to have a certain, it has to be a certain part of a certain set, right? Oh, that actually tells us information. So this would have to be a low if that's the case, right? Therefore, this cannot be part of the loop. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Again, like this is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from this one. So these both have to be part of the same set. And we know they're also low. So therefore, and like this should actually maintain the same polarity. So this would be, these would all be possible highs. These are all possible lows. If this were part of the loop, it would have to connect to here, but that's impossible. So therefore, this can't be part of the loop. But let's just check to make sure. So like a checkerboard pattern, we're going to color all of these. So that's red. These would be blue. We're just checking. Okay, so then... Yep, so then this matches this. So these would have to be highs. And these would have to be lows. And that does match. So one thing we do know then is none of the given numbers are on the loop. So none of these could be on the loop because this is supposed to be part of the high set, which is 6, 7, 8, and 9. These two are supposed to be part of the low set if they're on the loop 1, 2, 3, 4, and they don't fit the actual set they are on. So from this, we know, okay, so this can, all the rest of the circles are low. So then this has to be low, and it's on the loop. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is 1, 2, or 3, because it has to be next to 2 unique numbers on the loop. Also, the 4 is here. This is 1, 2, 3, and it could be 4, because it could be here and here. So that's possible. This is on the loop. It has to be 8, can't be, yeah, it has to be 8 or 9 because it's next to a 3 or 4. This is 8 or 9 because it's next to a 3 or 4. Let's see. So this cannot be that way. 7 has to be one of these two. Adjacent digits on the loop differ by 5. Box borders divide the loop into segments. Okay. So it could go something like that. Or it could go something like that. Or it could go... It can't go like that. So this one can never be 1, obviously, because it has to contain part of the loop in it. This is not 1. This has to be 3. So this is 3 then, which means it either goes here or here, and then it goes out. So none of these can be part of the loop, because it must go one of these two, and these are orthogonally adjacent. And it can't go back here or whatever. So this is 3, which means the other 8 or 9 is one of these two. We don't know which. And it cannot go back here because this is only 3. So it's only 3 on these segments. So one of these two is 8 or 9. We don't know which. This one can't be on the loop because it must continue on here or continue on here. So it cannot enter and then exit this way because it would have to be entering this way, right? So therefore, this is always part of the loop. And it always enters. So this has to be... this cannot be 1, again. So therefore, this can't be 6. So this is 8 or 9. So it must go this way or it must go this way. If it goes this way, that's 4. If it goes this way, it can't... Okay, yeah, these are not part of the loop. So these cannot be part of the loop. Therefore, if it goes this way, it can't go back down here because we know that's part of the loop. So it has to go here, which is 4, or go here, which is 4. So either way, yeah, so then this is always part of the loop, which means these can't be part of the loop now because it must go to one of these two. Therefore, it goes either here or here. It can't be here because that must be 9 if it is, so it must go here. Because we know this is 4 in size in the segment, so that's 4. Therefore, this is 9. This is 9. This is 8. This is 8. So this is 3. This is 4. This is 9. This is 9. This can't be 8. So therefore, this cannot go down because that would have to be 8 to go down, and it's not possible. So therefore, it goes this way, which means it exits here. So this is 8, which means this is 1 or 2. It could go up, it could go down, we don't know. Eventually, so it goes here, it can go all the way around. Here is possible. It could technically even go, well, it can't because that would be too many. But this is 1 or 2. It can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Therefore, if it crosses over, it must cross as a high. So it cannot cross here. Well, it can cross there anyways. So this one goes below. It can't cross here because it would cross as a low, and that would be 4, and that would be between two numbers, neither of which would be a 9. So that's not possible. Therefore, it must cross here, and it must continue on here, right? So then it connects here to this blue. So it must be one of these two it connects to. Therefore, it must exit out this way. Therefore, this can't be a 1. This, if it goes here, it would have to connect to here, and then these would be the same number, so that's not allowed. So it must go here, which means it must exit. It can't go up here and then connect, because then these would be the same number. So therefore, it must go there. It's one of these two again. So these are not part of the loop. This is not part of the loop. This can't be part of the loop, because it can't, it can't go here and then exit correctly. So this one's not part of the loop. This is not part of the loop. It could connect this way. Oh, and in fact, since this is not part of the loop, we know this is 1. So it has to connect here and here. So it has to connect here and here. This could be 6. So this could be 6 or 8. This is 6, 7, or 8. Not 4. 6, 7, or 8. This has to be 3, because that's what it's at most. So therefore, this one has to be red. And this one's gray because we can only have 3 in the segment here. This then 4 is 8 and 9. This is 8 or 9. This has to be 7. So this has to be between 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So this can't be 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 2. I don't know how I got a 3 there. This has to be 7 because we have an 8, 9, 8, 9 pair here, right? Because around the 3. So therefore, this is 7. If we go here, so this can't be 7. Let's see. So this cannot be 4. This can't be 4. This can't be 4. This must be 4 by Sudoku. We are looking at also, this can't be 1 here. So the 1 has to be one of these two. So we have 1, 5, and 6. This is 5 or 6. This could be... This can't be 3. So this is 3 with 5 or 6. This can't go here, right? Because we know one goes in here and one goes out here, and that would touch this up if it went that way. This one must enter one of these two and must exit one of those two. This can't be 8, so this is 6, which means it next must be next to a 1. That can't be 1, so therefore it must be next to here, which is a 1. Which way does it go here? So then this one cannot be, right? Because it can't double back, it would touch itself. So since this one can't be, this one can't be either. So this must be where it enters in. So it must be from here. This has to be a 2. Can it go this way is the question, right? We don't know. We can figure it out, I guess. This can never enter as... Well, no, it can't enter this way. Because then this would be 3, and 3 would be next to 7. So therefore, this one is out. It could enter this way, that's fine. Or it could enter this way, in which case this would be 3. Oh, wait, it has to enter this way. So therefore, this is 8. It cannot go all the way around then, because then one of these highs would have to be a 6 or a 9. And it would have 2 unique digits next to it, so it's not possible. Therefore, it must go this way. And then must go this way. So this has to be a 1. This cannot be 6, so therefore it's 9. And this has to be 2 or 3. So none of these are on the loop. This can't be on the loop, which means this can't be on the loop, and this can't be on the loop. Okay, this is 5 or 6. Can it go this way, is the question. There would have to be 8 here and then 9 here. Okay, so what is this? So this can't be 2, obviously. It can't be 4 anymore, either, because the segment's not long enough. We don't know anything about this segment. This segment's 1, that's fine. This is 3, this is 4, this is 3. How does this go here? If this were to go this way, this would be 8. This would have to be... it cannot go here. What's the low? It can't be 1 or 2. It can't be 3. And if it's 4, it would be next to 2 unique numbers on the loop, which is not possible. Therefore, it cannot go that way. Which means it must go this way. So it has to go here. This is not on the loop. This can't be 6. It can't be 8. So this is 7 or 9. This can't be 6 or 8. So this is also 7 or 9. Which means 8 has to be here anyways. So this is 2, 3, and 5, which means this can't be 3. So this is 1, which makes that 2. This can't be 2. Therefore, this is only 1 in length. Therefore, it must go here. And that's the loop. So that's the loop in a nutshell. This is the loop. Now we just do Sudoku from here. This can't be 2, so this is 1. This can't be 1, so this is 2. Which makes that a 1. Which makes this 2, 5, and 6. This can't be 2. Therefore, this must be 2. Which makes that 1, which makes that 2. We have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair. Now we have a 9 here, so this must be an 8, which makes this a 9, which makes this a 7, which makes that a 9. This has to be 3 with 5 or 6. This can't be 3, so this is a 3. This is 5 or 6. So since that's a 3, this can't be 3. This has to be 2, which means that can't be 2, which means the 2 has to be here. So this is 3 or 5 here. We have 3, 4, and 5 here. This can't be 3, so therefore that's 3. This can't be 3, therefore that's 3. This is 4 and 5. Let's see. This has to be 5, 6, and 7. This can't be 7, therefore this must be 7. So this is 5 and 6, which means we have a 3, 4 pair here in box 9, right? So that works. This has to be 5, 6, and 8. 8 can't be here or here, therefore this is 8. This can't be 6, so this is 5, and therefore this is 6. We have what's left over in column 8. Actually, let's look at the 2's. The 2 has to be here in box 2, and that's done. 1's. Neither of these can be 1, therefore the 1 has to be there in box 2, and then here in box 3. 3's. One of these is 3, one of these is 3, any of those 3 are 3's, so that's not helpful. 4's. 4's cannot be, 4 has to be one of those. Okay, so let's continue on here. This is 5 or 6, and this is 5 or 6, which means this has to be 4 and 7. This can't be 7, so this must be 4, which makes that 7. Oh, this has to be a high. It can't be 7 or 8, cannot be 6 because it's next to a 1 and 2. Therefore, this is 9, which makes this a 4. Okay, this has to be 5, 6, or 7. This can't be 5 or 6 because of this 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in the column. Therefore, this is 7, which makes this a 5 or 6. This can't be 5, 6 again because of this 5 or 6. It can't be 1, 2. It could be 3, and it could be... it has to be 8, actually, because the 8's... Right. So the 8's are accounted for, therefore this must be an 8. We need a 3. We don't know which... The 3 has to be one of these two. The 3 has to be one of these two. Therefore, the 3's in columns 7 and 8 are all accounted for in these two cells and these two cells. So this cannot be 3. Therefore, this is a 4. This is a 3. This has to be 4 and 9. This can't be a 9, so it's a 4. This is a 9. This is 6 and 7. This can't be 7, so therefore this is a 6, so this is a 7. This can't be 6 anymore, which makes this 5, which makes that 4, which makes this 5, which makes this a 6, which makes this a 5, this a 6, this a 5, this a 6. This is just Sudoku. This is 6 and 5. This can't be 6, so this is 5. This can't be 5, so this is 6, 5. This can't be 6, and so it has to be 3, so that's 6. This can't be 5, this is 3, and that's a 5. And that's the solution. Yeah. Looking at it, it's probably very easy is accurate, but it does require certain knowledge of certain things, right? Like the checkerboard pattern. You also need to know German whispers fairly well. But yeah, just aside from knowing the rules, it flows very straightforwardly. Well, I had a good time. I hope you had a good time too on this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.